Hello everybody, welcome to Lido Fine Art. In today's video, we are going to be talking about sociologist labeling theory and how it interacts with the law of attraction. Now typically, I do not like to mix together sociology, psychology with paranormal or laws of the universe and spirituality, but I think that the labeling theory does actually intertwine with the law of attraction. So let's crack into it. First off, what is labeling theory? Labeling theory describes how the behavior and self-identity of individuals may be influenced or fixed upon them through terms, classifications, stereotypes, etc. An example of this could be that there is a teenager who happens to be a minority that lives in a predominantly white neighborhood. Over the years, the teenager has been scolded and ridiculed by those nasty neighbors of his, told continuously that he will become a criminal and a burden to society like the rest of his people. Eventually, this kid gives into those stereotypes and becomes what those racists have labeled him as because he figures that no matter what he does, he will never be good enough. This is a sad example because this type of thing does occur. And actually, labeling theory came about because sociologists had figured this out. So now, how does this correlate with the law of attraction? Before we go into that, we must understand what law of attraction is. The law of attraction is a sort of a philosophy that believes positive or negative thoughts bring positive or negative experiences into a person's life. The belief is based off the idea that people and their thoughts are made from pure energy, and that a process of like energy attracting like energy exists through which a person can improve many aspects of their lives. There are 7 laws of attraction. The first one is law of manifestation, the law of magnetism, the law of pure desire or unwavering desire, the law of paradoxical intent or delicate balance, the law of harmony or synchronization, the law of right action or conscientious action, the law of expanding influence or universal influence, which is the last one. Now, I got the definitions off a website, which I will put down below in the description, and I will put all of my, all the places I got my information down below. So if you want to do your own research, you can. And the reason I picked this definition from this website is because the way it explained it is better than I could explain it, and I felt like it is extremely easy to understand. So let's go through the first law of attraction, which is the law of manifestation. Consciousness is always a choice. It's the choice to bring your awareness to the present moment, the decision to see and prioritize that which is truly important, that which is genuinely honoring and the value enhancing in your life. Being consciously aware of the decisions you are making and living in the present are the keys to mastering this law. The mind is the most powerful tool you can use when it comes to manifesting your desired reality. So everything you think about is going to reveal itself at some point in your life. And don't forget, the law of attraction works both ways. So it's possible to attract negative outcomes if negativity is the core of your focus. So understand that you have the power to manifest your dreams and desires if you are consciously feeding your mind with positive thoughts. The second law of attraction, the law of magnetism. We can only attract the same kind of energy frequency that we put out ourselves. When you understand that everything you have experienced up until now in your life is a result of the energy frequency you release out into the world, you will see that we as humans are the actual magnets of our own lives. Just like the universe, we are also made up of vibrational energy, so the law of magnetism reveals that it's the energy frequencies we put out that come right back to us, like a magnet. And because the law of attraction is always working, the magnetic exchange that is happening all around us never loses its vibration in the universe. It's always staying in action whether we are aware of it or not. This is why it is important to make sure the energy you are releasing into the world is the type of energy you are okay receiving back to you. Each of us is a part of a vast exchange and expansion of this force that takes place in the universe every moment of every day. The third law, the law of pure desire or unwavering desire. When you are feeling like the law of attraction just isn't working for you, it may be time to revisit exactly what it is that you desire. Oftentimes, we get confused about how our manifesting powers work, meaning it takes way more than just one positive thought to reveal the life of your dreams. For those who have success in manifesting their wildest desires, understand that there was never a magic lamp or genie granting wishes. The power came from a strong desire. The law of unwavering desire means that you are guided by pure intention, so without a doubt, you have to actually want it. When you're driven by pure intention, free of fear, doubt, and desperation, you can be certain of a beneficial outcome. For your wishes to be pure, you must genuinely believe that you are worthy of what you want. For example, on the surface, you may think you want $1 billion or a huge mansion, but deep down, your desires might actually look different, like having more than enough money to start a business or the freedom to travel the world. Making certain you know exactly what you want is the first essential step to bring anything into your reality. So the desire you feel for what you want in life must be so strong for the law of attraction to work the way it's supposed to. The fourth law, the law of paradoxical intent or delicate balance. Balance happens to be one of the key themes in the law of attraction. When we find balance in ourselves, we are essentially releasing the high frequency vibrational energy needed for the law of attraction to work. That means showing appreciation and gratitude for what you already have. To live an abundant life, you must shift your mindset to already living one. So to become balanced and at peace with what you currently have helps keep feelings of depression and obsession at bay. You see, feelings of desperation creates the paradox that also have the vibrational power to push away the things of people you need to reveal the outcomes in life you desire. It's one thing to want something, but when you become so I can't talk today. But when you become so desperate to have it, you are actually pushing away what you need to get it. Think about the appreciation that you'll have at the fruition of your goals and choose to feel the gratitude for what you have in your life right now. You can get what you want by knowing that you don't need it to be happy. The fifth law, the law of harmony or synchronization. Everything in the universe is connected. That means you too are connected to the universe via many different energy sources. The law of harmony was put in place to allow for us to reveal and use deep-rooted power we have to align ourselves with the energy flowing through the universe. And when you tap into the universal flow, you are granting yourself special access to what the world has to offer. That means more abundance, more creation power, and most importantly, more of what you really desire. This is something that comes from within, so don't forget that harmoniously aligning yourself with the universe opens up your highest manifesting power. The sixth law, the law of right action or conscientious action. Did you know that how you treat others has the power to either attract or reject the prosperous life you are seeking? Well, the law of right action reveals why actions really do speak louder than words. Simply being a good human, like choosing to do the right thing or lending a helping hand, will always bring more positivity into your life. Remember, just like a magnet, the honor and integrity you put out into the world will continuously reveal itself back to you in the same way. Life can be hard sometimes, so it may seem easier to react out of emotions or stress, causing damage and destruction in your surrounding environment. So as you navigate life, make sure to consciously be aware of whether or not what you are doing is honoring yourself and others. Remember, we are all made of vibrational energy, the universe included, so keeping your energy frequency turned to that of dignity and honor will always work in your favor, even if you can't see it right away. The seventh law, the law of expanding influence or universal influence. Energy expands in the world and has influence in your personal arena and in the world at large. You can and do have an impact on everything, from the productivity of your company and the harmony of your family, all the way to the peace of the world. The power of your own personal vibration becomes global by virtue of law. The law of universal influence means just that. We have an influence on everyone around us. That means your family, your friends, and even perfect strangers are impacted by the energy you release. Remember, everyone and everything is connected, so energy has the power to expand into every crevice of the world. Energy is powerful, so everything from the way you handle business to your influence in a relationship impacts you and the world around you. By consciously choosing positivity in your everyday life, you are creating more positive energy throughout the universe. So be mindful and be careful, because every thought, action, and reaction influences all things and all beings around us. Every thought and every deed plants a new seed in the garden of our destiny. In essence, labeling theory and the law of attraction are extremely similar, being that they have a self-fulfilling prophecy in a way. One being more of a mental force, whereas the other is based off of energy frequency and its attraction. These two principles interact with one another on some level. When it comes to labeling theory, a person is given a label, whether it is positive or negative, while simultaneously receiving the negative or positive energy given to them by that person. Whether that person accepts that label, especially if it's a negative one, can influence the energy that they take within themselves. So, for example, if a person is believing all of that negative labels that society is giving them, that can in turn lower their self-esteem, for one, but also absorb the negative energy from others. This can then manifest negative things through the law of attraction, because if your mind is in a negative place, it can attract the same frequency of energy that it is at. In other words, labeling theory can be used as a tool to dismantle or elevate a person, not only through psychological state, but also through a metaphysical or astral physical state. Therefore, it is imperative to understand the dynamics of these principles in order to use them in a positive way. Sometimes the weight of actions and words are overlooked, and many people do not understand what their actions add up to in the long run. What frequency you put out into the world is what you will receive back. One big reason I wanted to make this video is because I'm appalled by the Christian and Catholic communities and how intolerant a lot of them are. Not all, but a lot. And it's not just them. There are other communities as well that are just as guilty. Hell, I believe that because of this intolerance, it has created an influx of people to turn to Satanism, occultism, witchcraft, Luciferianism, etc., etc. Obviously, they are not 100% to blame. Of course not. There are absolutely other factors that can bring a person to those pathways. But this has been the most common factor when researching why people turn to these other practices. On top of that, I was raised Catholic, though I'm not one anymore, and I've recognized many negative aspects about the community that I was in. According to the Satanic Temple website, Satan is a symbol of the eternal rebel in opposition to arbitrary authority, forever defending personal sovereignty even in the face of insurmountable odds. Christianity, Hinduism, and Islam are some of the authorities that they are referring to, being that the foundations of many countries are based off those religions. There are many laws and statutes that hinder personal sovereignty. And today's Satanism alleges to be all about freedom and empathy. I will admit, these people almost had me fooled. But the second I started discovering the truth and sharing my findings, I was attacked on the astral realm by, you guessed it, a demon. This video is not to persuade anyone against or talk shit on this community, but to further explain my point that negative reactions stemming from one group will attract more negativity. Also because when you're talking shit about something, that's sending out more negative energy. Religious bigotry and intolerance are some things that happen often, and it creates something equally as negative as an opposition. And before you guys come for me in the comment section, I just want to be clear that not all people who practice these religions are intolerant and or bigots. It's just something that happens within some of these communities. Now, one may say, well, aren't you promoting negative energy by saying negative things about religions and philosophies? The answer to that is no. There's a difference between promoting the truth versus hate. And I specifically clarified that it's not every person in those religions. So, what can be done about this? What is one way to stop spreading negative energy or hate while simultaneously raising your own vibration or energetic frequency? Be mindful of your words and actions. Work hard to maintain a life full of love. The more love you send out, the more love you will receive. Now imagine that as a collective. If we are able to do that, imagine how much progress humans as a civilization could achieve. Understandably, there are select few that are just pure evil, and there are instances where bad things happen to good people, and by no means is it their fault. Sometimes there are other variables that come into play when those things happen, and the victim should never be blamed for that negative instance. Instead, they should be received by open and in loving arms. Also, what I'm talking about is on a collective level or massive scale, using labeling theory in a positive way, such as regularly giving compliments and encouragement benefits the receiver by giving them love and self-confidence, which promotes positive and healing energy. Long story short, if you want love and acceptance in the end, you must first spread it. You can't solve hate with more hate. You can't stop violence with more violence. You can only stop those things with love. Well, that wraps up this video for today. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please leave them down below. I will always answer you guys quickly. Thanks for watching. Have a super special, awesome day. Bye!